After witnessing what we all saw yesterday with how these two treated our military leaders and what was said to them and the display that took place, I was at a loss for words for quite a while. I didn't know how to react. But of course, after gathering my thoughts and understanding what I just witnessed, well, you know, I'm Kurt Mullet. I'm Hoosier Blue, and I have something to say. Let's get at it. The display yesterday of a drunken wife beater television news host and a 34-time convicted felon who was found guilty of sexually assaulting a woman who is a known predator and accused pedophile who was named in a lawsuit with Jeffrey Epstein for raping a then 13-year-old child, an insurrectionist, and a 5-time draft dodger nonetheless, stand in front of a room of our military leaders, some of the most honorable Americans you could ever assemble for one gathering, and berate them, talk down to them, disrespect them, and treat them as their own political military pawns, was a new low for even these two pieces of shit. How embarrassing for these servicemen and women to have to endure such treatment. How embarrassing for the American people to bear witness to such a display of childlike bullying and disrespect. How embarrassing for this to be shared around the world, and the shock that so many of our allies undoubtedly had, and the joy that so many of our adversaries undoubtedly had. It was a new low point in American history. And these low points seem to keep happening on a daily basis. It was truly unbelievable and extremely hard to watch. It is quite clear he has no respect for our military or any veteran who has ever served. He is such a complete disgrace. They both are. And there will be a day when both of these dudes and everyone that is part of this authoritarian tyrant's regime will pay the price for the crimes they have committed against our democracy. The faces of our military leaders sitting in that room and their silence spoke volumes. He's failing miserably as a president once again. He's a failed president who is obsessed with projecting strength, and the harder he tries to look tough, the more ridiculous and weaker he looks. His popularity continues to take a nosedive, and the vast majority of Americans do not support him or his policies. His approval rating now, after 100 days, is the second worst in American history, second only to his approval rating after 100 days during his first. His cowardice goes way beyond his 5 draft deferrals. He is the classic example of a weak, insecure bully. I want to share with you a few of his ridiculous comments and rambles that he made during his tyrant type berating. Don't laugh. Don't laugh. You're not allowed to do that. If you don't like what I'm saying, you can leave the room. But there goes your rank and future. I'm very careful, when I walk. When I walk downstairs, like I'm on stairs, like these stairs, I walk very slowly. Nobody has to set a record. Just try not to fall, because it doesn't work out well. Just walk nice and easy. You don't have to set a record. Just be cool. We're the hottest country in the world right now, the absolute hottest country. Nobody's even close. Putin said that to me. I announced of his mention of nuclear, and it was really a stupid person that works for him mentioned that word nuclear. I moved a submarine or two over, won't say anything of the two, to the coast of Russia, just to be careful because we can't allow people to throw around that word. I call it the N word. There are two N words, and you can't use either one of them. Actually, I love my signature. Everybody loves my signature. We should use some of these dangerous cities as training grounds for our military, our National Guard military, because we're going into Chicago very soon. It's a big city with an incompetent governor, a stupid governor. I know that I just kind of picked some of the statements that he made during his comments because he went on for over an hour. But listen to the way this guy talks. He's got the vocabulary of a 12-year-old. It's embarrassing on epic proportions. No other representative of our country has ever been as embarrassing and just a downright horrible representation of our country than this guy right here. And yet 39% of Americans approve of him. And it just goes beyond any conscious understanding of someone who has the ability to think in a logical way. I will never understand it, and I know many of you will not either. This is a time when we need every former president, every former vice president, former senator, federal and state, former representative, federal and state, former military leaders, all of our veterans, current military leaders, educators, scientists, deans of universities, everyone from our education community, journalists, media personalities, activists, actors, singers, pro athletes, coaches, people from all sectors of life need to come together and demand the removal of this convicted felon tyrant and the dismantling of this regime in order to save our democracy. This has to come at an end before it is too late. I truly believe now is the time to pounce. Now is the moment. We are at a point of no return, and we cannot continue down this path. We are at a crossroads, and we need to make a decision, and we need the leaders in our country to step up and put an end to this. This is a dictatorial regime. These are tyrants. These are fascists. I don't care how you want to describe them. These people are evil. They're white supremacists. And they want to destroy all of the progress that this country has made over the last 50, 60, 70 years. They want to take us back to a time when it was simply controlled by white racist men, and no one else had a voice in the decisions that were made in this country. That is what they want to take us back to. And it is time that we rise up and put an end to this. Thank you for supporting me. I appreciate you taking time out and watching or listening to my podcast. Please tell your family, your friends, your coworkers about me. Hit the subscribe button and give me a like. Drop me a comment. My name is Kurt Mullet. I'm Hoosier Blue, and I have something to say. Catch you on the flip side.